Nowadays, modern families differ from each other in many aspects, and those differences provoke a number of problems like inequality, financial dependence, gender issues, and big age gaps. It's statistically estimated that over half of the marriages worldwide are arranged and that over 20 million of those unions exist in the world today. It is a surprising fact given that we almost never hear about arranged marriages unless we're discussing their famously low divorce rates. What if we lived with such a family for a day to see how they cope with the problems we've mentioned? When hearing about arranged marriages, we always imagine showing up to the altar and seeing your spouse for the first time. However, in modern families, it's not like that. Although the influence of the family is strong, the couple is still given some space and privacy to meet up and get to know each other. However, the main focus here is not the fact that people have modernized the old tradition, but rather the relics of old that still exist in such marriages. For example, the gender issue. Women still are expected to be the keepers of the hearth, while men to be able to earn enough to provide for the whole family all on their own. Because of the huge influence of the older generation on such marriages, the old rules are implied on a young family. In many cultures, particularly in parts of Africa and the Middle East, daughters are valuable on the marriage market because the groom and his family have to pay cash or property for the right to marry the daughter. The brothers, father, and male relatives of the bride typically take keen interest in arranging her marriage to a man who is willing to pay the most wealth in exchange for the right to marry her. Arranged marriages between an older bride and a younger groom are rare and usually never considered as a viable option. Ability to bear children plays a key part in helping people decide the acceptable age difference in marriage. We asked all the worrying questions to the family, which was created thanks to arranged marriage. Fidan is 22 and Aid is 34, and they've met 3 years ago through their parents and lived happily ever after since then. Is the gender inequality still present?
Well, I don't think it is a problem at all. At least in our country. I know some Western countries suffer from it, but we are free from this thing.
Well, I thought maybe, I didn't experience that. I mean, we're a great family, and I'm very grateful for this marriage, and I'm very grateful to my parents, of course. But in some families, for example, a friend of mine, she has experienced such things when she's expected to do things that, all people should be able to do, but somehow people assume that it's just a woman's job. So maybe somewhere it exists.
What is it about your family that many people don't accept?
Well, the thing is, it seems absolutely normal to me, but most people don't understand that I'm the only one working in my family. I mean, I think that's how it should be, right? The wife stays at home and brings up children and cooks dinner and stuff. And I bring money, as a normal family should. I mean, who else could provide for a family if not men, right? As much as I respect women and women's rights or whatever, women don't make very good leaders and they can't make much money, so I think that's the normal position of things. Man brings money and a woman does everything else.
Yes, well, that's a great point of view. I have nothing to add. I mean, sometimes women want to work, and it's not like we can stop them, but it's their problem. I don't understand why would a woman devote herself to work if you have a family and then children to raise.
And is it considered normal to marry someone who's much older or younger than you?
Well, it is completely normal, especially in our culture. I'm 34 now, and 2 years ago I've come to a decision to get married. And I've told my family about it, and they found the perfect match for me. Fidan was 20 at that time, so I knew she was very ambitious and was of perfect age for me. And when we finally met after some negotiations between our families, we've connected from the first date. And I knew right away that she was the perfect match for me. Do you want to add something to me?
Well, other than completely agreeing with what he said, I don't have anything else to add. When my parents told me that they found a person who's searching for a wife, and he has a secure position, and he can provide a secure future for me and my future children, I realized that this is a date that I should go on. We've met, and from the first minute I knew that he was the one for me, and we married right away.